What is going on, everybody? This is the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. I am your host, Jesse Martin. It is Tuesday, May 18th. This is episode number 18. I am with my co-host, Keith Gray. Keith, how you doing?
Fantastic, sir. Thank you so much for having me on your show again.
Oh, hey, no problem, buddy. It's the rah-rah Keith now. He's no longer the Washington Twitter troll. He is now the Washington Twitter rah-rah fan, Keith Gray. So,
I mean, I don't believe in labels, but if we're calling me rah-rah, then so be it, sir. Go football team.
He's going to drop news pretty soon that he got accepted to the dance team.
Oh, yeah. And with our other host, John Taman. John, how you doing, buddy?
I'm feeling bad. I don't have a last name up there. People are going to have to take your word for it.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't say your last name on there. You might have to get that changed. And with us today, a special guest all the way from across the pond. You guys know him on the DC Tweet Team podcast, Andy Burrows. Andy, buddy, how you doing, man?
I am good, my man. I've heard the rumor of someone going rah-rah, so I'm glad for the invite to come and sort this shit out.
Yeah, I had to get you on because, the funny thing is Keith's going rah-rah and you're going trollish. The past couple of weeks, you've gotten some fire under your ass. So I wanted to bring you on the show and try to dissect that a little bit. I need to see it firsthand before I can make an assessment.
Okay. I'm ready. Let's go.
So the big news of the day just came out. I guess Ian Rappaport said that Ron Rivera has let Morgan Moses and his agents seek a trade. And I got to tell you, the past couple of weeks I've been on, a couple other podcasts, and Andy, yours as well. I kind of had a little bit of an inkling that something was coming down the pipe, but I just didn't think it was going to be this year. I thought this was going to be Morgan's last year in the burgundy and gold, but from the looks of it, he might be gone. John, I want to get your reaction first. What do you think about this news? Because this is the first time you're hearing it, right?
Yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing it, and it's usually the same thing I always do. It's just, whatever. What's he going to get? Go seek a trade. That doesn't mean he's going to find a partner. Do we think there's a market for him? I think there probably is a market for him. Of course, if we go out and look, I'm sure everybody will think we can get a first-round pick and somebody's firstborn kid for him. But I'm thinking, what, a third or a fourth? A fourth?
Probably. I think we could get a third for him. He's gotten better the more he plays. He had
a good year last year.
Yeah, he had a good year last year. He's cut down on the penalties, which was a big knock on him in the past. One thing about Moses is that we would miss. He's a warrior. He will battle through injuries and play through them. I don't think he's missed many snaps throughout the years. Keith, what's your reaction on it, man?
Thank you for your service.
How cuddly.
I mean, if it's his time to go, it's his time to go. Obviously, there was a plan in place. He's not a part of those plans, and if maybe, but if coach feels that this is the direction that it should go, then thank you for your service.
Yeah, no, Andy, I'll go to you. I know you've had some opinions on Ryan Kerrigan, which we'll get to him in a little bit, but I want to get your thoughts on Morgan Moses.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Keith, really. I mean, if the Ryan Kerrigan thing taught me anything, it's, and I had to calm down a lot after Kerrigan. I was really just like, F him, he's gone. And it's a business at the end of the day, it happens, unfortunately. And that's, football, basketball, soccer, it happens, you grow attached to these players and they leave. And, if teams want to get better, this is just part of it. Ron Rivera's obviously got an avenue that he wants to go down. Morgan Moses clearly isn't part of that. He's been a great servant for our organization. I kind of agree with like John and Keith. We'll probably get a third or a fourth for him. We'll get something out of it. As long as he doesn't go to the Cowboys, I'm happy. You know, I mean, he doesn't do a Kerrigan and standard division, and you know, I wouldn't want to see here Kerrigan and Moses now, one at Philly and one at the Cowboys or the Giants, say for instance. As long as he gets out of the division, I'll be happy with that. But I wish him well, and next man up.
Yeah.
How do we know that the agent didn't try to play a little power play there? And Ron went, "Yeah, sure, go ahead, go see what you can get." We never know.
Yeah.
We don't ever
Possibly.
get the whole story on these
that's
kinds
true.
of things. And we've been stacking tackles, so maybe he felt a little heat and decided to see if he could pull a little weight.
Yeah,
We'll see what
possibly.
I think I saw a tweet that John Kime put out. You know, he said that he did some research and that they brought Leno in to start, and they did not want Cosme sitting on the bench. He was their second round pick for a reason. So, you know, he's another thing too. Michael Phillips, I believe of Richmond, the Richmond Times, put out a tweet, which is very, very interesting. He said that if people aren't 100% on board, then Ron wants them gone. And if you guys remember correctly, he backed up Trent during that whole debacle.
Oh, they're great friends.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's something that had something to do with it. Maybe a little bit of background on that, but it is what it is in my eyes. You know, kind of with you, Keith. Thank you for your service. He's been, you know, I think he's probably the longest tenured Redskin on the team. If
Him and Kerrigan, probably Kerrigan's what, 10 years?
Kerrigan, yeah. Kerrigan at least 10 years, yeah.
At least 10 years, Kerrigan.
So, you know, he's been, you know, he's never was a top right tackle in the league, but he's been pretty good for us. I mean, other than, you know, the penalties, I think you could always count on a couple of offsides a game, it seemed like for a while. But last year, it seemed like he got a lot better. And
well, I think the thing is this too, is at the end of the day, he's a tackle.
He's a right tackle.
He's a right tackle at that. Yeah.
Whatever.
The left tackle is a bit of a different story. A right tackle.
Correct. I mean, I just feel like there's just way more conversation about, and I get it and I get why, but at the end of the day, you're a tackle. Like, I want to spend all my energy on positions that aren't tackles. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, boring.
I kind of get it.
Lucas.
There's lots of big dudes out there, isn't there, that can kind of come in. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I do agree with Keith. You know, I'd rather, you know, you could look at wide receivers and running backs, and they're the avenues you want to go down, and, you know, or a safety or something like that that brings a lot of value to the team. A right tackle, you can probably go and get a big dude and coach him up to be a tackle, if that makes sense.
I think we got those dudes on the team. I mean, we
drafted
drafted Sam Cosme. Well. We still have Cornelius Lucas, so we're not hurting. But if you look at Twitter, it seems like 50% of the Washington fans are having a fucking meltdown. First, it was Ryan Kerrigan,
which is right, which is crazy to me though, because let that man stand there and be a statue in a play and see how they don't just trash him.
Oh yeah,
you know, nonstop. Yeah. So I mean, there was a year where Morgan Moses really didn't have his finest year, and I mean, he was trashed. You know, last year he played well, you know, when he played, and I guess that got back into the team's the fans' good graces. But I don't know, man. At the end of the day, you're just a big dude blocking, and I just
do the fat man dance for 3 seconds. 3 seconds of a fat man dance.
Let me tell you though, I will say, I never realized how big those guys really were until I actually got on field.
Yeah,
and
same.
I'm 6'2", man. 6'2", 225 pounds. I'm probably way more than that, but I'm just gonna stick with 225. I weighed myself 3 years ago, and I'm good.
Carrying a bit of lockdown weight, are we, Keith?
Correct. But you know, the problem is that you're a tackle. Bye.
He was versatile though. I'll give him that. You know, he moved over to left tackle, didn't he, halfway through last season?
For a couple of plays.
His versatility was good. I mean, there's a lot of players that would have gone, no, I'm not doing it. Look at what's going on. Don't be surprised if Landon Collins is the next one out the door.
He's going to cost too much if they get rid of him, I think, unless they can find a trade partner.
That's what I'm saying.
I doubt anybody's going to want to take that on. That's just too much money.
You say no to Ron. You say no to Ron Rivera doing something, then I think, you know, you've already written your own death warrant there.
I'd say. Well, there comes a time that you can't slice your own wrists either. You know, and when it cut with Landon Collins, he inherited a bad contract. Rivera did, and he's kind of stuck behind the 8 ball with that. And I think what he has said the message of, and a lot of people misinterpreted, I think, what Del Rio said. He said, yeah, he's our strong safety. But then he also said, and we're going to be playing him down in the box. So I guess sometimes he'll look like a linebacker, but he's our strong safety. Yeah. So I think they've sent the message to Collins. You're going to do what we tell you to do.
Yeah, I think Collins is going to have a role on this. Let me ask you guys this. Now that we see Moses out the door, and Sheriff could very well be headed out the door after this year, that's still kind of up in the air. What does the right side of our line look like next year? Andy,
I'd like to see Schweitzer at. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was literally about to took the words right out of my mouth there. John Schweitzer could fit in there perfectly. I think he'd be a good fit. I mean,
and Flowers on
Schweitzer. Like you said, Jesse, at the start, we've got plenty of cover. And the only thing that worries me is the Washington injury curse strikes kind of thing. And but we've drafted well. We've got good players on the roster now, so I don't think we're going to be as worried as we have been in the past if we get some injuries. Flowers, Schweitzer, everyone can slot in there. So I think we just have to trust the process. As pissed off as everyone is probably today and yesterday with Ryan Kerrigan, once it all passes and training camp starts and preseason and the season gets here, Ron Rivera's never given us a reason to doubt him. Jack Del Rio's never given us a reason to doubt him. Scott Turner's never really given us any reason to doubt them. These guys are here and they're here for the long haul. Let's just believe them and trust the process. As painful as that is for some Washington fans, I'm the same as you, Jesse. I've been scrolling through Twitter for the last hour, and my God, you'd think the world is burning. It's like John said, it's a tackle leaving. Yeah, I'm upset. I like Moses. I think he's a good guy. He'd do anything for this team. I hope he gets a roster spot somewhere, as long as it ain't in our division. But we've got the players to cover that, my friend. So I think we'll be okay. And who knows who's still yet to come in.
Yeah, that's true. John, you got anything to add to that?
Well, yeah. First off, to go back just a little bit, half of our fan base would go ballistic if they announced there was going to be a new plastic used in the lids on soda cups at the stadium. So you really can't take that as anything right there.
Sure.
Moses, I think I wish we'd have done this when Kansas City was spending on all those offensive linemen. That would have been nice. It seems a little late in the game. I'd like to see Schweitzer at right guard. The dude's he played well last year. He's a horse. He just deadlifted 750 pounds.
Yeah, he's massive, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm not keen on moving Flowers. We found out after watching him be the worst possible left tackle you could possibly have ever seen. We found a spot for him. He played great, so leave him there. I'm a big fan of not fixing what isn't broken. I don't want to see if I can get him slid in over at right guard unless it's an emergency. But I think that Schweitzer should definitely be behind Sheriff this year and be in line to take over unless he has a drastic fuck up somewhere along the line. And I'd like to even see maybe if he could play right tackle. Who knows? A lot of these guys are interchangeable like that. He possibly could.
Exactly the point that I was going to make. Most of these guys are interchangeable. We still have Shaquille Charles on the back burner too. Who knows what's going to happen with him. We have depth, so we shouldn't be worried about it. That's the whole thing. We can afford to lose somebody, and it's not the end of the world. I mean, period.
I think under Ron Rivera as well, Jesse, you have to be into his press conference last week. I think he seems to be modernizing the Washington football team. You have to be, if you're a safety, you might have to be a free safety, a linebacker, a corner. Everyone might have to
flex.
Everyone, they do it in every sport. I'm a big soccer guy. I used to play center midfield. I ended up at right back. I ended up at center back. You have to be able. That will give you more versatility as a football team. You look at the Patriots, how many times they've done it. They move players all over the place. So I think Ron Rivera, these players that are just like, no, I am a linebacker, I am a safety. You can forget that now under Ron Rivera, because I think he's going to, if he says to you, look, hey, I want you to do this for me and the team, you're going to have to do it whether you like it or not. Otherwise, we'll get next man up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, position flex is his term. Yeah. He loves it. He likes players that are versatile.
Yeah, absolutely. Keith, I'll ask you the same question that I asked Andy and John. We pretty much all three had the same answers. What do you think is going to happen on the right side of the line now that Sheriff is possibly leaving and Moses is possibly leaving.
What do I think is going to happen?
Yeah, who's going to step up and take over within the next year or so?
I mean, it's going to be next man up. It's going to be the people that, you know, we're bringing in for free agency. If the draft, I mean, it's, I don't know, man. You know, the front line to me, I know it's important because it's gotta, you know, you gotta have guys up there. It's probably the most important positions, but non-sexy positions. You know, to protect that quarterback so he has enough time to make plays. But if you're asking me names, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, obviously with, you know, with these new guys coming in, I truly believe that this decision, you know, this decision was made because there's a confidence level that we guys that
Sure.
can back up, you know, this whole, you know, and, you know, so I don't want to necessarily come off like I don't care, but I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
You don't care.
I don't.
I can see it in your eyes. You don't care.
I just don't.
Fair enough.
And the thing is this, you know, if we go to OTAs, right, or camp, and we can watch these position battles, I'd probably would have a better answer for you, you know, based upon what my eyes are actually seeing, other than going back and looking at tape from what these other guys can do. I don't even know what I'm looking at, to be honest with you. So I'm not even going to sit here and say that I can, you know, recommend someone to take that spot. I just, in this, you know, in these situations, I just believe that Ron's going to make the best decision. And I think that if there was a lot of stock in Moses, we wouldn't be letting him on the market. So
Sure.
I believe his stock is down. I think you guys are a little high with your 3rd round pick on him. I mean, I'm thinking 4th, 5th, possibly. I do believe I read that whatever team takes him's got to take on the rest of his contract too. Was it that?
Well, yeah,
$7
that's any
million?
trade.
In the trade. Yeah.
Right. So I know, John, I'm just being specific. Like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I mean, excuse me, Jesse, can you take away that F word? I am no longer cursing now.
God.
So, I wanted to sound like I know what I'm freaking talking about. Okay, guys.
I'll edit it out. I'll beat it out.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
You're good. All right. Moving on. And fair enough, Keith. No, we totally understand. You just don't know shit about our football team. I'm just kidding.
Shit about anything.
Actually, what did you say, Andy?
No, I coughed.
Okay. Right.
So did he.
I mean, let's be honest, guys. I mean, it's facts, but okay.
No, I'm just playing. All right, moving on. All right, the other big news. We as a fan base said goodbye to Ryan Kerrigan. It brought a tear to my eye. Just kidding. Listen, we knew that he was going. He probably was going to come back here. A lot of people held out hope that we would re-sign him after the draft, but he went to a hated rival. Andy, you kind of flipped your shit on Twitter yesterday. So I want to know if you have calmed down a bit 24 hours after the news. What is your chi like now?
He pulled an old Keith. That is,
he did.
Sure.
He certainly did.
I saw it and I was reading myself,
my
old self.
We love Andy to death, but this is one of the main reasons why I wanted him to come on to with us.
100%.
I mean, go anywhere, but not them. Absolute wankers. I can't stand the Philadelphia Eagles. I hate them nearly as much as, you know, like I said, pineapple on pizza. You know, I just detest that. I mean, he could have gone anywhere. He could have gone to, but don't pull faces. You can't have pineapple on pizza, Keith. He could have gone to the Bengals. He could have gone to the Steelers, apparently.
It's Hawaiian.
No, you can't do that. I just hate it. I hate everything about that organization. I can't stand the fans. I can't stand the players. I can't stand the coaches. I can't stand everything about them. I was at FedEx when we played the Eagles at the home opener in 17, 18, whenever that was. I despise everything about that organization. And now to see him wearing that stupid bird uniform He could have gone anywhere. And no, all these fans are like, well, we know he's doing it for a business decision. No, fuck that. I don't care. You know what I mean? I hate him. I don't like him.
Language.
Yeah, I don't.
The language.
Pot and kettle over there now.
He said, I hate him.
Yeah, he hates him.
I hate him for going to the Eagles. He has to make money for his family. All that crap. He doesn't need money. He's played in the NFL for the last 10 years. He's not skint. You know what I mean? He's not going to be on the streets with his guitar singing like old Shep or something. He's he's a millionaire, for God's sake. He's making it for his family. He's doing a family decision. No, he's not. He's doing it to prove a point to the Washington football team. And he's saying, hey, there's still life in this old dog yet. And I'm going to play you twice a season. And he is going to want to prove a point. I'll give him that. He's going to come back to Washington and want to prove a point. But, I hope we pummel the shit out of them because I can't stand the man now.
John?
Hey. Well, hold on.
This could be why we're letting Morgan Moses go, huh? Because who's he practiced against for the last 10 years? Look, it's a business. I've been around long enough to have seen all kinds of things. I remember when Calvin Hill was the Cowboys running back and came to the Redskins. So, it happens. Art Monk went to the Jets, ended up in Philly, right? People don't even remember that he ended up in Philly. Kerrigan's probably going to get 5 snaps every game at that, maybe. And if he comes against us and he gets a sack, yeah, that'll suck. But it's just the way it is. And at the same time, I don't blame you 100 at all. I don't blame you even one bit for feeling the way that you do because you're a fan and you're allowed to. You're allowed to say F that goddamn son of a bitch.
That's what's been annoying me though, John, because a lot of people have been like, oh, we can't say this. No, our job is to be fans. Their job is to be footballers. Let them take care of the business and let us be pissed off.
That's right. We can be pissed off. Now, the fact of the matter is you probably meet him in the street, shake his hand, say, yeah, good luck, whatever. But for being a fan, you're allowed to say, F that fucking guy. I hope his fucking kids drown in the tub. Well, man. Look, if you're going cuddly on me here, somebody's got to step up.
And this was the last we ever heard of Jesse and Keith's podcast.
Fuck them all to hell.
Well,
That's fantastic.
And I mean that lovingly, honestly.
So you want my opinion?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service.
All right, there it is.
Hold on 1 second though. Do you want to quickly do let's do an experiment real quick?
Okay.
All right. All right. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
1, 2. All right, it's over with.
Well, God, if he comes back naked, I'm leaving.
Oh shit.
Yes. Well.
Oh no.
Oh, is this the Eagle fan?
Oh, he's bringing the wife.
Have a quick minute.
Coming on the show, Mrs. Troll, possibly. If that's your wife, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
No, it's Keith. It's still Keith.
Oh, I know. I was just saying, come here.
I don't blame the Eagle fans for being excited. I mean, they've got to have something to lose.
So
they've got nothing else, have they?
All right,
exactly. What else is going on? Watching the guy eat shit off of a horse again. That was
she's not going to get. Do you want to get on camera or no?
I mean, I don't have my face on.
You don't need your face.
Neither does Keith. Don't worry about that.
Hello.
So we're all wondering. Oh, she can't hear. All right, so I'll have to
unplug your mic. You got speaker. Hello, Mrs. Gray. How do you stay married to that man for so long? You have to deal with him every single day. How do you do it?
Alcohol, I bet.
Drugs.
Drugs, alcohol.
Drugs. We don't do that. Don't be. No.
It's hard.
Right. How do you feel?
I wake up every morning and I just thank my lucky stars that I didn't kill him while he was sleeping.
Sounds like a Cowboys fan.
All right. So how do you feel about the addition of Ryan Kerrigan? You've seen him play on your husband's favorite team for years. Now he comes to Bleeding Green Nation. That doesn't even sound right coming out of my mouth.
So, hey, babe. So basically what he's asking is, how do you feel about Ryan Kerrigan, who used to be,
I mean, you didn't need to, I heard what he said.
Okay.
How do you feel about him coming to your beloved team?
We need to hear your analysis on this.
Well, since I don't ever watch the Redskins, aka Washington football team, because they suck monkey balls.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
I really cannot speak
John, go get the
to
bathtub.
his performances. If we want to revisit this conversation come like November when I see him play on the real team, then we can do that.
Fair enough. We did sweep y'all last season, just to let you know that.
I think what we've learned here is that Bruce Allen putting monkey balls in the goddamn locker room every goddamn Sunday was a big fucking mistake.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your wonderful
Mrs. Gray.
analysis.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Gray. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. That's Andy. I'm gonna fight him week 1. He's from the UK.
I was gonna say, can he talk to me again?
Oh, you want him to talk?
Yeah.
What would you like me to say? Hello, Mrs. Gray. How are you?
Oh my God, he sounds so fun.
Just by saying hello.
I am fun.
I mean, except for that shirt you're wearing, but yeah, I mean, that's great.
Are you coming to join us to party in Washington, DC? No, you're not allowed.
No.
Okay, sorry.
No.
Okay, well, you have my condolences for being married to Keith.
And to being born into the Eagles nation as well.
Thanks,
Gabe. All right, that was a special appearance by
Boo Boo Bear.
Mrs. Boo Boo
Special
Bear.
appearance by Boo Boo Bear.
So the fact of the matter is, my opinion on Ryan Kerrigan, it did pull the heartstrings a bit when he put out that the message saying that he would not be returning and thanking us for the 10 years of service that he has. Then he went to the Philadelphia Eagles. Then I said, fuck him. But he's probably going to come back and retire as a Redskins after his career is over with. I have a feeling.
I think that's what a lot of people got upset about, was because he gave this heartfelt message and people were like, oh, we love you, Ryan. And then next day, boom, Eagles. And you're like, whoa, what?
Was it even next day?
Yeah, I think it was later on that evening.
It was 2 hours later.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
So I can understand the fan base getting all crazy and upset about that. But truthfully, the way that I saw it was, I mean, were we really doing him a service to begin with? I mean, we were pretty much bringing in players and taking over his position. He knew chances are he wasn't going to stay. He wasn't staying with his team. He still thinks he has it in the tank. And he decided to go elsewhere to try to get that opportunity. And me personally, business minded, that's a business move. I don't necessarily think he's looking at, because he went to the Eagles, that he's not going
to be a starter.
It wants a paycheck.
Sure. It's a paycheck.
Prolong his career.
Correct. It's a paycheck. It keeps him in the business, playing the game that he loves, whether that be part-time, full-time, whatever the case may be. And when it's all said and done, he's a Redskin and will always be a Redskin. And it is what it is. This type of stuff happens all the time. It just happened that it was against us. It's almost like when Deshaun Jackson left the Eagles. That was revenge. And
he came to us.
He came to us. And guess what? We were all like, we were, so
he was more in his prime though.
Absolutely.
That's true.
He was.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he played very, very well for us.
Yeah, remember Chip Kelly dropped all that he was gang involved with gangs and tried to just run him out of town.
So if Kerrigan was in his prime,
what a wonderful memory.
Oh boy. if Kerrigan was in his prime and this was happening, then I could see, reason for the anger more. But this guy's going to be little to no factor against our team. So it's almost like, all right, just let him go. I mean, it's not like we were inviting him to sit the bench with us.
What other offers did he have?
I think Cincinnati and Pittsburgh also made offers. I think at least me, I would rather see him go to Cincinnati. I can't stand Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. I can't stand Steeler fans. There's terrible towels. I just want to wipe my ass with them. But yeah,
they rotate.
The two other teams.
The language, God, golly gee.
Are we watching our language? I didn't get the memo about the language.
No, Keith has gone soft on us. He's just trying to get us to fucking watch our fucking language. It ain't gonna fucking happen. At least with me.
That's right.
Fucking shit. All right, moving on. Bye, Kerrigan. See you later. We'll see you in November.
By the way, just bringing my wife here, I wanted to prove that she's like those half-ass Eagles fans. She loves them, but she doesn't know shit about the team.
Okay. We
Like you.
did have another signing, and I'm not sure if we talked about Charles Leno last week or not. It might have happened like right after our podcast, but I think enough's been spoken on him. We got our left tackle for next year. I don't think anybody else needs to say anything about him. But we did sign. We filled a big hole in our defense with the signing of Bobby McLean from the Dolphins. To fill that free safety slot. Now, before the season or after the off season, we needed linebackers, we needed safety. We got one linebacker in the draft in Jamin Davis, who is going to be a big help. Now we filled that free safety role. How complete do you guys think this defense is? And Keith, I want to start with you.
What was the question?
How complete is this defense now that we signed Bobby McLean and we drafted Jamin Davis?
I think very complete. I think we have our starting bunch. I think we have some depth added. I mean, when's the last time we could say that we have good depth?
Yeah,
and
true.
I think that's what it takes, man. We last year and seasons prior, I mean, we were running these guys deep, and there wasn't guys coming in that was playing well to, give these other guys a rest. So, truthfully, I just think that we have an all around better football team, from offense to defense, so I think it's going to help tremendous. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, I know what McCain was capable of doing because I never paid attention to Miami Dolphin football. So
he was a team captain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And, but there's little things like that, like you just said, he's solid. And that's what I think we have. I don't think we have a bunch of elite guys running around except for Chase Young.
We got a lot of solid guys.
We got a lot of solid guys. And guess what? That's all I'm looking for.
Sure. John?
I said I tweeted this out last week, and I think it's 100% true. And McLean is another example of it. When you see all these free agents and all these draft picks, our draft picks all signed on the same day. Boom. Just like that. We had nobody they were all standing in line, ready to sign the damn paper.
Crazy.
Every one of them are saying that they've reached this connection with Ron Rivera, either as a leader and as a man, and they come here to play for him. There's no Danny Snyder wine and dines. No. There's no let's send the jet out and impress the hell out of this guy, get him a couple of whores here and there. None of that's going on. There's no overbids. Oh, we really want you to play, so here's $50 million more than you're going to get from anybody else. They're coming here to play for him. So I think when they make a signing that Keith might not know a little bit about because of who they, where they played, you can take it for granted that they're bringing in a high character, high caliber guy. He's not an old man. He can play well. I think when you ask how complete we are, I think we're damn close. We put a lot of depth on the offensive line. We put a lot of depth in our receiver positions. We're deep as hell at receiver right now. Mm-hmm. We've got, I know everybody wanted to say needed a running back, but look, man, we've got a good 4 of them right now. And, 3 of them are going to last, but we got pretty good battles going on in the behind. We know that, what's his name? Gibson's our starter. Yeah. On defense, it's all up front. And we've had good depth on the front line, man. When you can bring in guys, well, Ryan Kerrigan's gone, but when you can bring in like Tim Settle and he can get pressure like he can, you've got Ioannidis coming back. If we give a quarterback 3 seconds or less, that defense behind him can do wonders.
Ioannidis would start on 31 other teams. And
he would.
And I don't take that lightly. I honestly believe he could start on 31 other teams. But yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Andy?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I spoke to a Dolphins fan of mine who runs a podcast called The Dolphins. Done some work with him in the off season for some t-shirts and stuff. So I just sent him a message. He was like, "You're getting a bona fide stud." He said they absolutely loved him there. It's to do with all cap space and money, and they didn't want him to leave. They said, "We are getting one hell of a player." He sent me like a long message, and he was just like, "You guys have got one hell of a player." And like Keith and John said, it's depth now. There's not been many years when we're sitting here middle of May, and our team, Washington football team, is pretty complete. We're going to go into the OTAs and camp and go, hey, we've got everyone. We can finally just concentrate on football. And I think that's what Ron Rivera's brought to this organization. He wants everything done. We've done it in May. There may be 1 or 2 players go, 1 or 2 come in. But as a Washington football team, I remember doing a podcast at the end of August last year, and we were still talking about who's going to be playing here, who's doing this. I don't think we're going to have much of that. Yes, you're going to see a few little tweaks here and there, but come the end of August, middle of August, Ron Rivera in his mind is going to have a pretty solid idea of come the first game at FedEx Field and for a majority of the season, who his guys are. And I love that. We haven't had that in Washington for my fandom a long time. I started, like I said, I've been supporting this team since 99 2000. There's always been some drama, whether it be a quarterback or something's happening with our tackles or something's happening. I think them days are gone now with Ron, and I'm impressed at what he's done. And hey, if I don't have to see Troy Apke on the field again, then he's done well.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I'll give you an old guy piece of information. Even the Gibbs days, depth wasn't like this.
Yeah.
Gibbs's drafts were terrible for the most part until he got into the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 12th rounds on down the line. But we're deep. This is a very well put together football team right now.
It is. It's definitely starting to get there. My feelings on it, I think the one position that could use a little bit more work is linebacker position. I think, like you all said, that our defensive front is, or at least our linemen, they're set. I mean, we have players that can start on other teams that are backups. But the one position that I'm worried about is John Bostic. I'm beating a dead horse here because I say it all the time. I'm not a John Bostic believer. I think, there's a couple of linebackers out there that could help, that could be better than what John Bostic does. But there's also cuts coming up after camp. There's always someone that's going to get cut. So hopefully, and at least in my eyes, we're still going to look for another linebacker. We have Kaliki Hudson, and then David Mayo, and who knows, maybe Landon Collins. We would be playing more than in the box than what he would like. But other than that, I think we're set, man. And like John said, I don't think I can recall a team being this deep that we've had before, especially on the defensive side of the ball and on the offensive line. The receivers, I think there's going to be some receivers that are going to get cut that we didn't think that were going to get cut. I think it all depends on how many they keep. Are they going to keep 6 of them? All depends.
I think some of them should show that they've got some, special teams abilities.
Yeah, absolutely.
In order to make that team.
And running back, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to call it. You can call it a hot take or not. I think Jarrett Patterson's going to make this team.
5.
And I think he's going to be, he's like a little bowling ball, man. I think if he can play special teams, he's on this team. And I think he's going to, at least be a kick returner.
Yeah, that's where I see it.
Like what John was saying about the running backs too. I mean, even what's his name? I can't think. Our short yardage back. Why can't I think of his
Barber?
Yeah, he even
Barber
did his job. A lot of people are down on Barber.
I liked him.
He did what he was supposed to do and supposed to get those short, tough yards or on the goal line, and he did that. He didn't get a rack up a whole lot of carries or a whole lot of jobs because that's not what he was brought in here to do whatsoever.
He's the hammer.
Yeah,
the Steelers game. Now look at was it the Steelers game where he really stepped up? And
yeah. And because
a lot of fans,
Antonio Gibson got hurt, and he did play, and he did what he was asked to do, and I would welcome him back with open arms. A lot of people don't want him back, but hell, he had a purpose for this team. And
you need guys like that on the team.
Tell you what, Lamar Miller's sitting right there pushing him.
That's true.
He's no slouch when he can play.
That's true.
So people, they tend to think that everything needs to be a touchdown. A lot of people are trained by Madden. And when you have a guy like Barber that will run into the line and get 3 yards and slam into that linebacker, you put him in the middle of the second quarter for a series, and then you put him in a series later and let him slam into those dudes. By the time the third quarter rolls around, man, they get tired of that shit.
Yeah.
No the thing is I actually defended Barber all season last season because I truthfully believe that when Barber was called in to do a job, he got it done.
Yeah, he did.
Whether that was 3 yards for a first down, whether that was get in the end zone, from goal line, it happens. And I think that people are looking for like flashiness. You're not going to get that with these kind of guys. That's not who they are. And I will still argue to this day that I believe Barber deserves a spot on this team. He played well enough. He did what was asked of him. And what was asked of him, it was not, hey, go out there and score every time you touch the ball. And I agree with you, John, 100%. We fans are trained on, the Madden situation where it's like everything has to be flashy. Everything has to be a big deal. No, it doesn't.
Every drive has to score. And
Correct.
you want to score on every drive, but if you don't, and you get that guy out there on 4 successive downs or 5 downs, you get maybe a first down, and you smack that guy into those linebackers and into that safety coming crashing down, he's going to slow down when he comes crashing sooner or later.
Yeah. Yep. So I find it interesting when people are like, "Nah, Barber's going to get cut." They said it last year too. He's just a camp body, and he's not going anywhere. He's staying on this team.
As long as he holds onto the ball and come get those tough yards, those 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 1s on the goal line, he's going to be on this team.
And I'm telling you right now, and I believe this to my 100% in my soul, right?
You haven't got a soul.
He's trying
it's getting more cuddly.
Excuse me, sir. That was very unkind of you to say.
Oh, he's going to care all over you now.
I just want you to know that I care about you regardless of how you feel. Anyways, as I was saying, excuse me, sir. As I was saying, is last season when McKissick and Barber joined the team, right? People won't believe it, but if they thought that Darius Geis was going to be our running back starter and stay that, it wasn't. People don't know the history between Ron Rivera and how he felt about Darius Geis. Darius Geis was going to make the team because he had talent to carry him through, but the problem was his injuries couldn't get him through. And I'm telling you right now, Geis was not on Ron Rivera's draft board in Carolina.
Yeah,
so
he was taken off by many draft
correct boards. And so therefore it wasn't certain that he was going to get the starting role anyways. Now, did he have more talent than the other guys? Sure, but at the end of the day, we saw what happened with that situation. So now you move into the year, and then you move into this season. Those 2 guys did what was asked of them. They're not going anywhere. I mean, they were solid last year. They're going to be solid this year.
Yeah, agreed. 100%. Anybody got anything else on that topic?
I just, every good football team needs people like that. You know what I mean? And in the past, we've always gone for we want that Holly, like you, John and Keith and you, Jesse, said, like the Madden. You want to go for this, the 50-yard run. Don't get me wrong. Hey, we all have to see that every now and again, but you need people like that on your football team. And I think that's what Ron Rivera brings to the table. On a short 3rd down situation, we need to get 2-3 yards. As like you said, Jesse, as long as you can hold the ball and run and go and hit them linebackers in the mouth, bam, he's done his job. Get a first down, go sit on the sidelines for a couple of plays.
Yeah,
you bring, and John says, you bring him back. You keep, if we walk away with 2 field goals out of 2 series of plays, I'd rather have points on the board than us be chasing our tails come like we did under Jay Gruden. We're coming out of the locker room 16, 17 points down because we always did try. We always tried for the Hollywood pass. We always tried to run 50 yards. No, go and kick 2 field goals, get 6 points on the board. And like John says, come the 3rd quarter, these linebackers, they're getting tired. They're getting tired. Then you get your big 30 to 40 yard runs. Then it happens, because our running backs aren't going to get tired, whereas these linebackers are going to be blowing out their ass. So I think it's I'd keep him all day long.
Yeah, why fix something that's not broken? Is
I don't see any reason to not push him. Let's see what Miller can do.
Yeah,
Miller's a big boy too. I don't think there's very few people on this team who I think's job should be 100% secure. Very few.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely, and that's the whole thing.
That's a good thing.
Regime is Ron breeds this competition, and it's so refreshing. You see players that you wouldn't expect leaving, but he's bringing in players that are going to push each and every one of those other
good players
in that same position group. There's going to be some camp battles that are going to be very, very feisty come training camp. That's going to be for damn sure.
Sure, but I also too think with the undrafted free agent signing, Or, we talk about Miller. This is an opportunity. Miller's not just showing out for a Washington football team.
Showing out.
He's showing
Right,
out for everyone. And I think that that's going to be fine. I think he will get cut, but he could make it onto another squad.
Sure.
And then I see undrafted free agent hitting the practice squad, which is okay, because listen, that's better than where he was going to be, which was nowhere. And again, this is all about development. And I do believe that Ron is not only looking at today, but he's also looking at how can we develop these guys?
Yeah.
You have to.
It's for the future,
well,
man.
You're right. You do. And that's why I feel Ron's going to be successful. Jay Gruden had no interest in that.
He did not. He just wanted to win and win now. That's all Jay Gruden did. And that's what got us in trouble, man. I mean,
but he thought he could do it with Kirk.
They gave him a drunk to try to build the team. There you go.
That's true.
Jay was.
You have then you have Bruce Allen, lowballing people that you should pay
and getting injured players,
and coming off thinking that they got the steal of the draft or off free agency. And what happens to these players when they come in? They're still fucking injured the whole goddamn fucking tenure that they're here.
Hey, here's a bucket with a hole in it for 50 cents. And look, there's Bryce Love. I'll take them both.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I can imagine Ron Rivera, though, looking at a practice squad, and you compared Jay Gruden there. Jay Gruden probably got the report from the practice squad and threw it in the bin. Right, I bet I can guarantee you Ron Rivera will analyze everything that he gets from that report. Yep. When he gets a moment, he will go and watch what he can. He will send his coaches. I can guarantee you he would sit down for hours going, right, who's doing this on the, where we might be getting a little bit weak at linebacker.
That's why he revamped the whole entire scouting department.
Yeah.
For that reason, that purpose reason.
Yeah. Nothing. If you're on that practice squad at Washington, you've still got a great chance to play.
Absolutely.
Right. Player development. That's all it takes. And Ron gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to. You've got a 4-year window with a rookie contract now. The slotted contracts makes this kind of stuff easy. Mm-hmm. So you can see what they've got, and then you can plan further down the road as to how you're going to draft to continue to build your team. Look at the Patriots, right? I mean, they fell apart after Tom Brady left, but look at them for 20 freaking years. They knew what they were going to do 3 years down the road, so they knew who they could draft and bring along.
Exactly.
So when they cut somebody that was a surprise, when Richard Seymour gets traded away, people go, whoa, and then nothing happens. Then they don't skip a beat. So, learn from the masters.
Absolutely. All right, so moving on, the schedule hit a few nights ago. A lot of people have already talked about it on their podcast, so I just want to hit on it just a little bit. We start off Chargers, Giants at home. I expect this team to be 2-0 coming into week 3. Keith, I'm gonna start with you. What do you make of this schedule? And now I know you went on the Big Doug show and said that we're going to go, but what was that, 14-2?
No. So here's the thing. I didn't say that we were going to go 14-3, right?
14-3. Sorry.
It was just, we started off breaking down week by week. And by doing that, it doesn't give you the opportunity to think about your wins unless you're actually tallying them, which we weren't. We were just going week by week and analyzing.
Okay.
And it was interesting because at the end, it ended up being 14-3.
14-3.
Now, obviously, I'm looking back and I'm like, oh, no, okay, we're going to take a loss here, a loss there, because originally, ultimately, I don't want to set the bar or set the expectations higher or much higher than, what we did last year. So I'm kind of in that 8-9 win range, and I'm okay with that. That's where I think I'm safe. And so, the first 2, I definitely believe are going to be wins. But I think what we need to really pay attention with the first 2 weeks is the fact that we're going to play on a Sunday, and then we got short preparation for Thursday game against a division opponent.
Yeah.
And how we come out and play in that game, I think is going to determine truly what we are as a football team.
Sure.
And I think that it should give the fans, because again, now we're going to have to turn around, we're going to have a long week after that. But again, we're going to be able to truly see how Ron is prepping. As you know, under the Jay Gruden era, we were terrible at starts. Mm-hmm. So I'm real interested to see now in Ron's year 2, how he can get this team prepped and ready. And, and we'll see how it goes. Because even if we lost both, I just want to see the telltale of that, to understand where we're at. because if we go 1-1, I think it's going to bring the expectations from the fans down some. So all these people are like, oh, easily 11 wins. Yeah, easily 11 wins. It's not easy. It's not.
No, it's not. It's not. John?
Well, here's what happens. If we go 1-0, the fans think we're going to go 17-0. If we go 0-1, the fans think we're never going to win another game again, and we better start looking at the quarterback for next year.
Ron Rivera sucks.
Right. Fire everybody. Get rid of them all. I'm jumping off the bridge. I typically don't really care about looking at schedules and trying to put anything together. People screaming about strength of schedule. Look at how do the Buccaneers get such an easy schedule to get a Super Bowl champion? Last year they were a 7-9 team in May. Right. That's what they factored in on people's strength of schedule. Mm-hmm. Nobody's gotten hurt yet, except for that guy for the Broncos. Nobody really, there hasn't been any setbacks anywhere. As we all know, training camps are basically little candy things nowadays. And we always have a lot of soft tissue injuries, tweaks and strains in the first 4 and 5 weeks of the season until players get ready to are able to play football. I do agree that I think the second week sets a lot of the tone, and it's not necessarily because of the preparation. I think that's good because it's early in the season and the players are hyped up and ready to go. Week 1, they should blow. Well, I don't know if they should blow right through the Chargers. I kind of do believe in sophomore slumps, and we can start one off real quick for Herbert right away.
Absolutely.
So, if we, regardless of what happens in that game, unless we get blown out and utterly deflated, the players should be ready to play by Thursday night, just off of adrenaline alone. And I just think that the most important thing is to go in there and take Danny Jones's fucking head and stick it in a goddamn vice and never let it out for the entire fucking game until it pops.
I second this.
And then we set the season up. We can't let that little scrawny freaking Opie Taylor beat us again. Ain't no goddamn way I want to listen to him out there. Oh, hey, Paul, these boys are easy.
Yeah, the Giants, I am targeting and circling these Giants games. I fucking want to wipe the goddamn floor with them. Andy, what's your thoughts on the schedule?
Yes, Andy.
Good luck, Andy.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, that's fine. I hate the fuck. You heard my podcast on Monday. I hate the fucking Giants as the next man. Yeah. But I think come December the 12th, no matter what, if you look at who the last games, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, no matter what we do, come December the 12th, we're still going to be in some sort of battle because if we can go 4-1 of the last few games, say we play the Cowboys at FedEx, and then we go to the Eagles, then we go to the Cowboys, then we have the Eagles, and we finish up at New York. Yeah, that's defining your season pretty much there come December the 12th. So if we can pick up, I had us down winning 9 or 10 games, that's just me being rah-rah. But I genuinely think under Ron Rivera that we can. But I think our season is going to be defined at the back end of the season. If we can, when it's cold and wet and, it's going to be smash mouth football. If we can turn up week 12 and then go win the next 3 or 4 all NFC East games, we play the Giants on week 2. That's it till December. We don't play another NFC East game, so pick up your wins. It's so weird. I don't think I've known that in my fandom.
I've never seen it.
I've known back-to-back games, but to go Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. There's your season, right?
Yeah, no doubt. To me, this schedule, especially the last games of the season, we enter.
This is a hard schedule. Very hard schedule.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Let's not, as much as I want to be rah-rah and say we're winning 10 games, if we do start off badly as fans, we have to kind of be like, okay, let's, like Keith said, rein it in a little bit. I listened to the Big Doug show. I listened to Keith going through, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, Keith's getting us to the Super Bowl here.
No shit.
I was thinking, who is this fucking guy? But December the 12th for me, all the games are important, but them last 5, all divisional games, it's unheard of in the NFL. So it will define us, guys.
Yeah, I think again, strength of schedule to me. First of all, I want a tough schedule because if we're going to start talking this team up as if we're competitors, we need to play.
You have to play them. Yeah.
You have to play them. And, listen, what better way to ask for Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Kansas City, Buffalo? Like, look, guys, if you want to be there, this is going to tell you if we can compete. And listen, we're not going to walk away with wins on all 4. We might squeak out 1 and lose 3. We might squeak out 2 and lose 2. You know what I'm saying? But in order to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Woo! No, I agreed 100%. These last 5 games of the season, I think it's the NFL making us grab our ankles, fucking us in the asshole with no goddamn lube. I cannot stand it. I like a couple NFC East games in the beginning of the schedule and a couple at the end of the schedule. I think the team between us, Cowboys, Giants, that are the healthiest is going to take this division, and it's going to happen at this round robin type at the end of the season. Yeah. I think health is going to play into this.
I think that when you use the term round robin, really when it gets right down to it, in that time of year, we're built for that kind of thing, and we should squash them like robins, as if we have found a croquet mallet and a broken winged robin on the ground. We should roll right through this. I don't know if we should go 5-0 through it, but the Cowboys, they can probably put up some points. The Giants, I think, like I said, if we can't smack them early on, they can't get started. They've got talent, I guess, but come on. Are you really believing them? You buying into the Giants?
I don't buy into their offense.
I said that last year, though. We can get the job done last season. I want to beat
them. We're a different team this season. I agree with you.
It's true.
Yeah,
right after,
I
mean,
we didn't beat them the season before.
Yeah, true. We haven't beaten Jones yet.
We haven't beaten Jones. Jones never lost.
The thing is,
Jones is a fraud. And so,
Jones got us right before we turned it on, right? We turned it on right after the Lions game, I think, was the turning point then and there. And we got them the week before that. Jones got lucky and got outside and got that big long run. And I just
we should have won both of those Giants games.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, we'd gone for the field goal, and my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle and everything. But
right. So. Sorry, I don't mean to sound overly cocky when it comes to the end of that season there, but I think that we're built for that part of the season. We really are.
I think that is we got the depth to do it. And when it comes to injuries, we can handle some injuries. That's for damn sure. If one of our defense ends goes down, that might be a little bit sore because we are a little bit thin behind Sweat and Chase Young. We're very young there. But we're deep everywhere else. That's for sure.
I don't think youth matters at defensive end. If you can rush the passer, you can rush the passer.
That's true. John, what's your schedule? What's your record prediction?
Oh, I have no idea. I think that just based on the fact of how good our defense should be, we should be able to win 11 games. And the reason I say so isn't even looking at the schedule. This team has the capability to hold anybody under 24 points. Maybe not that stretch with the Packers and the Chiefs and the Bucks, but most teams, they're going to hold them to 24 or less. So can Fitzpatrick get 27? Can he get one extra touchdown than we averaged last year? You said something about Jay Gruden started badly, and it took me a second to realize you were talking about the season. And I'm thinking, have you seen the first halves from last year? If Fitzpatrick can just put together some first halves this year, we should win 10 to 11 games. This should be our division going away.
We were dynamite in the second half of games last year. But
I sound cocky, but this team's talented.
We had poor quarterback play all throughout the year last year.
That's the thing too, is we have so many new players on this team. Yep. We just don't know what we have until we see it.
Speed is what we have.
Right.
Speed.
And it can take a couple games really for these guys to really get a feel of each other. You know what I mean? And,
of course.
And also,
we're going to lose some games we don't expect, and we're going to win some games we don't expect, which sounds like a cliche, but we're talking about the Packers. Remember when Kirk Cousins lit them up on a Sunday night? Nobody expected that.
No, anytime that guy threw the football, I closed my eyes, so I don't know what happened. I have no idea the outcome.
He lit them up.
All right, moving on. Now I want to talk about Keith. Okay, so Keith has had this dramatic change in I guess outlook for the Washington football team. I think we've all noticed it, Keith. So this is a type of a come to Jesus moment, if you will. What the fuck is going on with you, man?
I listen, first of all, is this turning into a Keith's Cuddle? Is this Keith's Cuddle?
The Keith's Cuddle is going to be all Cuddle. You. I need you to give us, if you want this to be your Keith's Cuddle instead of Keith's Corner, this is going to be Keith's Cuddle. Okay, the mic is yours, Cuddle. Keith. Tell us what's going on.
First of all, I don't know what you're even talking about. I've always been a true gentleman and a scholar, right? I don't understand. I think people misunderstand me. They take me as a bad guy, and I'm just not. I'm a really good guy. I mean, listen, I woke up this morning, right? And the first thing I did was put a smile on my face. And it was bright and sunny. It was bright and sunny. And I opened the windows and I heard the birds singing. Flew in. Yes, and they started singing. And you know what? You know what I did? I started singing with them. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day.
The pigeons thought he was crazy.
Beautiful feeling. Everything's coming my way. And you know what? From there, I
can't get back that 15 seconds.
And you know what? And I just said, go football team. Yeah. And you know what? I walked downstairs and I'm telling you, like, my life has changed. Go football team. That's all I have to say. I don't understand all this other stuff you guys are talking about. Go football team.
He is a gentleman and a scholar, even though he spells it with a SKOLL. But he noticed he didn't say he's a singer, and I'm glad he didn't.
I'm wondering why Andy's not entertained.
Yeah, Andy, you're sitting there with your chin in your hand. You have the mic, sir.
Who is this wanker? I mean, what has happened? Don't get me wrong. I know he's a nice guy. I consider him a friend. I miss the hot takes on social media, saying it as it is. I mean, I don't know what's happened to him in the last 3 weeks. Maybe Jason Wright's offered him a job. He really wants this fan job. I see what's going on here. I see someone really wanting a job. He's but hey, look. I'm speechless because his bad energy has seemed to have rubbed off me a little bit on the DC Tweet Team.
Yeah, I think so.
Podcast, and maybe me and Shelley, that we're dropping more f-bombs than Maurice probably likes, but even he's dropped a few in the last few podcasts. So hey, Keith, I give you to week 4. If we are 0-4, I guarantee you will have steam coming out of your head. If we get blown out on week 1, I can guarantee you I'm going to walk back into the red zone lot and you're going to be running around like a fucking bull who's just at 10 chilies. You're going to be an angry man. So I'll embrace it for the preseason. Maybe this is just Keith preseason. Maybe this is what happens. Maybe you just turn.
It's not going to last till week 4.
It won't last.
Can't win.
No.
You're an asshole.
The first interception somebody throws in the preseason, or no, in minicamp. Okay,
Patrick's going to be the one that causes
mandatory minicamp. Keith is going to revert to his old self. I'll put money on it.
Yeah, I mean, where are you sitting? Where are you sitting? Where's your seats at FedEx? Because I'm going to make sure come game 1, I am looking
in the happy section.
Yeah, when Fitzpatrick when he throws that pick.
Well, when I got that's exactly what I asked my season ticket guy. I said, "What section is the happiest?" And he said, "Section 106." And I said, "So wait a minute. You tell me, are there pom-poms? What do we do in this section?" And he's like, "Absolutely. That's where all the positive people go." And I said, "Put me there."
He's got his foam finger, his pom-poms. He's got his.
You got to bring your own kazoo.
Yeah, he's got the body paint. He's going to paint his body up.
Jesse, just clip half this podcast and come week 3 or 4 at the start of weeks 3 and 4's podcast. Play this one back. Play what I'm saying right fucking now, because he is going to be the Keith we know and love come week 4. I bet I'll have a sportsman's $50 bet with you. Name a charity. Come week 4, he'll be back.
Oh, that works. That works. Well, I want to get to one more thing, unless you guys have anything else you want to talk to Keith about in this come to Jesus moment.
It was very cute.
It was very nice. I can't wait to be at the lovely fairy ground ride. It is the red zone lot come week 1.
Right.
Yeah.
I felt warmth coming through the screen.
You guys aren't buying it, but
I'm buying it.
The minute I meet you, I'm gonna not only give you a hug, but it's going to be from the behind the hugs, the one where you're standing in my reach. Right. Oh, yeah. Exactly. And we're just going to snuggle. And I'm going to tell you how great of a friend you guys have been to me. I really
Right.
appreciate everything.
Let me just hope that's a flashlight in your pocket, big
Yeah,
boy.
I'm flying 9 hours for this huggle.
You're about to get the full experience.
Yeah.
So I think it was Bleacher Report came out with it was a tweet that says the Washington football team defense will be ranked number blank by season's end. Andy, I want to start with you. Just taking a guess here. What do you think our defense will be ranked?
1 or 2, I think we'll kill it again. You know, our defense is what makes it got us to the playoffs last year. Let's not beat around the bush here. If it wasn't for them guys, we wouldn't have made them playoffs. They won us more games than the offense did. You know, big games, Pittsburgh on the road. You know, I know the best tackle in that game was probably Terry McLaurin chasing down someone, but
yeah.
Like we've always said, defense wins you games. I think we'll be in the top 2 in the NFL. Chase Young, Montez, all the guys that we've added. You've got Davis coming in there now. Like you guys said earlier, I can't see many teams getting near our defensive line. Our entire defense now is just that. It's that core unit that every NFL team. You mentioned the Patriots earlier. Why do you think they went to the Super Bowl every season? Yes, they had good offensive plays, but them guys in the trenches, the linebackers, I think we've got that, and I think we'll be in the top 2 in the NFL easily. I don't even think it'll be up for debate. We'll prove a lot of doubters wrong, because I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, last season was a fluke. You got through with a losing record." Bullshit. This team, the Washington football team, and Ron Rivera are going to shock the world.
Okay, Keith.
I mean, number 1, baby. Okay. You know why?
Because is it because the birds are singing and it's a beautiful fucking morning, you dickhead?
The flowers bloomed and they were burgundy and gold.
Jesse, what has happened to this podcast, man?
Absolutely number 1. You know why? Because we are the Washington football team, and we all bleed burgundy and gold until we're dead and cold. That Redskins name, poof. That name is gone. That name brought us losses.
No, he's lost it. I hope you don't get this
It's
job.
right there on Andy's shirt. I can see it.
I hope you don't get this fan job.
It's brought us nothing but losses. But do you know what WFT says to me?
What does it say to you?
Washington football team. Duh.
Oh my God. Jesse, you need to put an advert out for a new
John, what do you think in the season? Where's this defense going to rank?
I'm going to agree with our cuddly Keith. I think that they have all the tools to be number 1, and if not, they've got to be in the top 3 easily. Look, to stop modern offenses, you disrupt the quarterback, and we are built to do that from every angle that you can possibly imagine. One of the things that people always used to complain about with Kerrigan and Arakpo and those kinds of things is, why can't they ever get home? It's because there's no push up front. There's nothing to drive the quarterback into them when they come curling around like that. And now we have guys that come in up front. And obviously, we got the 2 boys from Bama, and then we got the backups that come in with Ioannidis, and you've got Settle, and we can continue to push those guards and push that center back into his lap, keep those quarterbacks off balance, and take the ball. I said it earlier. Last year, they averaged giving up 24 points a game. I think just based on competition, they'll give up a few more than that. But we've got the speed now. I haven't seen a team in our colors. I can't say the other name, can I, Keith? That's poof. 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 So
bye-bye.
So I haven't seen this kind of team speed in a long time. It's been forever since I've seen this kind of speed. So, yeah, I'm thinking that they can definitely play at a very high level. First, second, third is the least I would expect. I mean, all things considered, no injuries.
Fair enough. I'm going to take it a little step in a different direction. I think we're going to be a hell of a lot better than we were last year, and we're going to be very, very good. What might put us back in the stats is the teams that we are playing. We're going up against an Aaron Rodgers. We're going up against a Patrick Mahomes.
Very
so
true.
the stats might be a tad bit, worse than they were last year. I still think we're going to have a top 5 defense easily. I just don't know if it's going to be a top 3 defense. It could be, but I'm just, trying trying to be an unbiased fan,
Fan.
I'm not a hater. But I could see us statistic wise taking a small step back. We got Josh Allen, we got Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. We have a lot. We're playing a lot of high powered offenses.
They can go down. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
We come at them from up front. We're not trying to stop anything on the back end. And I also think that we've got continuity in the coaching ranks.
We do.
And good coaches. We haven't had any turnover in that regard. They'll be able to take this talent because they've picked it. They've said, we want you and you and you and you.
Yep.
And you back there. And that cuddly guy right there.
That big old cuddly bear. You're just a big old bear.
As soon as I see you, Andy.
Oh my God.
Oh, Andy.
It's gonna be the longest flight of my life.
That is
the one back will be. You'll have to stand up the whole way.
I'll be too scared to sneeze.
That's all the time we have for the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. Andy,
yes, sir.
Tell us what you got coming down the pipeline, my man, and where everybody can catch you at.
So our next show is coming out on Friday. Our podcast is 1 year old this Thursday.
Nice.
The anniversary. We have been doing it for a whole year. So we've got Scott Abraham coming to join us on Friday. He's coming to join us. You can find us at DC Tweet Team 1932 at Washington FC UK1. I know it looks like fuck, but yeah, I can't change it now. So it's meant to be football club. I don't know what I've done there. At Washington FC UK1, you can follow me on Twitter and we can get into it. And I will take the mantle from Keith and go from there. But I appreciate you guys having me on. Honestly, I absolutely,
definitely.
Most Tuesdays I listen to you guys either driving to work or driving from work. So tomorrow I can kind of just listen to myself and hear back what a prick Keith really is.
If you ask him real nice, he'll have that mantle delivered by bluebirds. You know.
Yeah. Keith, you got anything going on? You had any emails from the football team that you want to share?
No, I have my interview.
This
Thursday at 5:45 p.m. and I'm gonna absolutely kill it, and I hope that I can represent our beautiful Washington football team.
What's the interview for?
I don't know, some fan ambassador stuff.
There you go.
They want me to like ambassador stuff, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ambassador.
They're gonna want to see how you look in a sash, is what they're gonna do.
Whatever.
Dan Snyder's going to want a video of you.
That's fine.
You're going to wear that sash with pride, aren't you?
Don't look him in the eye. Yeah.
Hey, he wants a video of me. I've got pom-poms upstairs, whatever he needs.
Where can people catch you at, Keith?
Of course, you
cut
can
of his
catch me
jib is pretty good.
You can catch me at KG Skins 26 on Twitter, and you can catch me on Facebook, but I just won't accept your friend request. I did you, Andy. You know why? It's because
she loved me. Yeah.
I can't wait to
Not
see
yet.
you, buddy. I can't. So that's all I have.
All right, John, where can the listeners find you at, my man?
You can find me on Twitter at Bang Radio Hour, and that's all the places you can find me.
Well, they can find you on YouTube. I found you on YouTube.
Oh yeah, you can find old Bang Cartoons on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can go to Bang Cartoons is something I did for years and years and years, which were just cartoons about the NFL of all sorts. And if you remember what the hell the news was from about 2003 to 2012, you'll like them. And there's a few that were more recent.
I highly recommend you guys going to look. They're awesome. They really are. They're funny as hell. They really are.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's going to be it for the Bleedberg podcast. You can catch me at Jesse's 24, JSSY's 24. You can catch the podcast at Bleeding Burgundy Pod, and that's going to be it for this fucking shit fuck of a podcast because Keith has gone fucking nuts.
I like the new Keith.
Football. Thank you, John.
We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. Hail to the team.
Hail.
All right.
Love you guys. I got to roll.
Oh, we got T-ball game.
T-ball.
Oh, good luck.
Have fun at T-ball.
Thanks, sir. All right, later.
So Andy, I wanted to run this by you real quick. Me and Keith were talking. I had an idea, and this is going to go off Shelley's.
You're still recording. Is this going in the extra? Is this going in the extras a bit?
Yeah, turn that off.
Yeah.
I got something else I want.